Hello everyone, my name is Kadi. Today is the 2nd of July. I'm currently in this gold trade. I think this is what I'm gonna do. If I get in the trade, that's when I'm gonna start live streaming, because just live streaming for a whole an hour waiting for one setup and then, so if I get into a trade, I think that's what I'm gonna be doing. So I'm currently down right now. Got in at a break of the candle. This is a fair value gap. Right here, this area, got in right here on this candle, tapped in, currently down $42. All right, 36, aiming for $76. So let's see what happens. What's happened? Yesterday I lost. It was a trade I took after, like during work or something, or no, on the way to work. Yeah, that one lost. Um, Recently I've been questioning a lot about one-to-ones and their sustainability for the person that I am. And I realized that I no longer want to continue to do one-to-ones, but I'm so locked in on one-to-ones because, I don't think I said it, but I've been, tracking my trading for maybe 2 months, like legitimately, like really tracking and having a whole trading journal. That's the only reason why I started this YouTube channel. And kind of taking it seriously. And I have a whole P&L calendar. And last month, I ended up being negative 25 cents at the end of the month. And that, while my performance, like rule-wise, for the majority of it, I'd say 75 to 80%, I was following my rules to the T. But when it came to my emotions, a couple of those trades that I took wasn't didn't align with my rules. And I noticed it was one trade on Thursday that didn't align with my rules. And if I followed my rules, I'd probably be in a different place right now. But recently, maybe yesterday or Monday, I went to sleep and then I woke up and I started thinking about one-to-twos. I'm never traded one-to-twos, but I started looking into it. I was asking, ChatGPT about one-to-twos, just like what is required, what do you need to, like, what needs to happen in order for it to work. And it talked about having a win rate of like 35% is like basically break even to a little bit of profitability. But like if you have on a 1-to-2 setup, if you have a 40% win rate or higher, you're profitable according to everything. Just statistically wise, you're profitable. And I kind of didn't know this, but I kind of knew this, like just trying to go back and forth with ChatGPT and seeing, the plausibilities of a one-to-one with my win rate, just like how possible that is. What could I look forward to approximately seeing? It would talk about different risk to rewards and how that would look like, but I never paid too much attention to it until I don't know, I woke up one day, like literally Monday. And this is something that's happened in my life where, I'll feel something or something out of nowhere. I'll just want something and then I wake up from a sleep and then I'll immediately want the opposite thing. And I usually run with those because in the past it's done me well. Like just, I mean, the one thing that I could think of is college and how I remember one day waking up. or going to sleep thinking about a certain college, and then waking up and thinking about a college that I never even thought before. And then, you know, I ended up going to that school that I never even thought about solely because of those things, and it's benefited me in the long run as of today, you know. So um when I have those dreams, or not even dreams, but like when I go to sleep and I wake up thinking something completely different than what I was used to, I usually take that as a sign that I need to go pursue this. Whether wrong or right or whatever, I need to pursue this and I need to check it out. So these past 2 days, I've back tested. Like last night, I back tested for maybe 3 to 5 hours, just trying one to twos. I tried it on a 5 minute, I tried it on the 15 minute, and they provided me similar win rates. And with the one to two, I prefer to just do an aggressive entry. I don't want to wait for any confirmation because it's like I'm gonna lose regardless. So it literally doesn't matter to me whether or not it doesn't work out. Just like this fucking trade right here. But okay. But like yeah, I've been on this whole avenue of trying to figure out what is right for me, what fits me more than the other paths that I've taken, and who am I really on the charts, on these markets. And I've been going through a lot of, I guess, existential crises when it comes to my trading and just how I feel about it. And I feel like with one-to-ones, you have to be very on top of your game, which is, you know, something that I can do, but at the same time, it's like I know I'm not the best trader. So I feel like one-to-ones most definitely work, but you have to be a good enough trader to have a high win rate with what you do. And I don't feel like I'm there. And I'm trying to put myself in that avenue of trying to be right all the time when, you know, as of right now, it looks like I'm not, right? Like the only time, like May, I was profitable in the sense of I wasn't break even or negative because I was holding my trades uh, for one to twos when I was losing. So that month I had $170 day, but I only had that because I held the trade longer than I would usually. So that's something that I've been looking at, looking into more so. Oh, actually, hold on. 3351. Wait, okay, I have it. Um, that's something that I've been looking into more so for myself because it's like I want to give myself more grace. I want to give myself the things that I need that fits for me, not somebody else. Because you know when you get mentored, you get trained, you want to be just like them, and you see that it's possible, but it doesn't really fit where you are in your trading journey. And where I am is like I'm not the highest win rated person. So I back tested 5 minute with aggressive entries, and I have, as of right now, let me check before I talk. Let me check. Check, 1, 2, 3. Check, 1, 2, 3. Even when I say I still love you. Okay, so as of I back tested 101 trades, and I'm gonna back test until I have 200. But as of 101 trades, I have a 46% win rate. Sorry. And even at the lowest, when I was like losing, like I was going through the back test, I had like 6 losing trades. My win rate, because I would still keep on going, my win rate, because I would have like a little win over there, was still 44%. Like it would go down 42. I never seen it go down to 40, but it would go down to like 42, 44, or then come back up to 44. But like 44, right now it says 46, but I would say 44% is my win rate. And it looks like I'm about to get stopped out right here. It's so crazy because it was like um it was like I was losing so badly, but yet according to everything, even the charts, even like diagrams of people or whatever, they're saying a 40% rate is all that you need to be profitable with a 1 to 2 strategy or RR. And it kind of blew my mind that that was the case because I felt like, and I still feel like it's not good enough, right? Like there's people who have 70% win rate and they hold on. Okay, I got stopped out, so let me just take this out. Um and they just like, let me just screenshot that. I still love you. I still love you. Listen, this stuff is kind of like, it's kind of weird. Like, it's like, I'm just kind of talking over the trade because it's like, okay, I already put it in my calendar that I lost this trade because it's kind of like helping with my psychology. Like, I already know what the worst thing that can happen looks like. And let me just confirm the account detail. $80. Hmm? 38 ticks? What? That's supposed to be 33518. 38 ticks. Why was it $80? What? Bruh. Hmm? 3. I had it over here. 3. What the fuck? Dude, that's so weird. That's so weird. That don't make no sense, bro. What the hell? I literally have a whole calculator. I know how much that shit should cost. That shit is stupid, but whatever. It's like you can't even complain because if you reach out and be like, well, I had it like this, they'd be like, oh, well, you know, our margin, and it's just like, all right, bro, you're not gonna get what you want. Like that's like the truth of it, dude. You're not gonna get what you want. And there's a red folder at 8:15, so that could have possibly been it. It's the margin, the margin, the margin. And it's just like, okay, 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 whatever the fuck. Um, yeah, man. Alright, this was a loser, but it's like literally whatever. I'm so tired of this shit, to be honest. It's like, it doesn't even, I don't want to say it doesn't even affect me anymore, but all I can say is I followed my rules. I followed my plan. Risk wise, I know I fucking followed my rules. Like, I don't know what the fuck happened, dog. Like, literally, I'm kind of pissed off by that, by a lot, actually. But, I can't do anything about this. It's whatever. So that's really it. But I still wanna. It's 14 minutes. I still wanna talk just for myself. Um, I just feel like I'm still trying to figure things out, and it does hurt for me because I felt like I've gone through. Oh, I realized this is okay. I felt like I've gone through so much in this journey that it's just so hard for me to deal with the fact that I'm still not where I thought I could be at. Um, And you know what? Since the fucking mic is here and it's been going off this entire thing, we might as well just fucking use it. Just for the one time. Uh,
Just might as well just use this quality. It probably sounds better anyway. But yeah, I was just going through the motions of just just trying to understand who I am in these markets. You know, everyone has their own lane, and I've been trying to find myself for the longest time. And you know what happens when you're in the trading community or just watching videos, everybody's telling you, "Oh, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that." And but then at the same time, you'll find one trader out of nowhere on YouTube or wherever, and all the things that that one trader said don't do, that trader's doing, and they're profitable, and it fucks with your head. And I have to, I always say this, but I have to, remind myself that trading is not school. Okay, you can't listen to what one person says and think that that is the status quo, that that is the only way to trade or to do something, because in reality you could do whatever you want. This is a business, and at the end of the day, no one's really going to care how you trade. Like if you're doing consistent withdrawals, consistent payouts, right? And I'm going to get to that point, but I need to become who I actually am rather than what other people want you to be. Like that's kind of like the whole thing with life. Like people will tell you you need to go to school, you need to go to college, you need to get this degree, you need to go to get this certification, you need to go get this job. And in the reality, it's like they're just pushing something that they believe is what's best for you. But in reality sense, they're pushing you, trying to do something that they just could never do themselves. And it's just like, nigga, then just do it yourself. Why are you pushing somebody other, like your narratives on somebody else just because you couldn't do it yourself? You still alive? You're still abled? Nigga, get that degree. Get that certification. How about that? Rather than trying to push that shit on other people. But people don't want to work hard in the sense of what they think is okay, because it's just like, this is kind of going into my trauma, not really, but it's just like my parents used to push college on my brother all the time, this, that, and the third, and they don't even have a college degree themselves. Like I understand why you would want to push that, because college equals a better life opportunity, but it's just like, well, if you know that, why don't you just go get a degree? Why are you pushing it on your own children when you don't even have that shit on you? Like, you know how funny that is? It's like, you don't even have it. It's like, well, I want what's best for you. But it's just like, why not want what's best for yourself? Clock it. But anyway, I just, it's kind of like the same shit with trading. Like, people want you to be trading like how they trade, and if you don't trade like that, it's like it's weird, or it's not that good. And I've always been somebody who wanted to be perfect. I always wanted to be good. And even though I back tested 100 setups, which again, I'm going to back test even more. And I'm going to back test on a pair that I don't even trade. I don't know what it's going to be. Maybe like a G, maybe like a Forex pair or something, just so I can feel like I'm not cheating, just so I can feel it. Like, but like in that sense, it's like I need to figure out who I who I am, and having a 44% win rate makes me feel inferior to people who have a 50%, 60%, 70% Carmen Rosado. But here's the thing, it's like who I am. I've always been somebody who wanted good grades, but I never really wanted to put in a lot of work to get good grades. So back in college or just high school or whatever, like, or mainly college though, I'll talk about that. Like, I got good grades because I did the work, but I also found a lot of the answers online, right? Like there's only like a handful of classes where I genuinely feel like I put in the time, I put in the effort, I deserve the grade that I received. There's only a few. The rest, I was there, I was attentive. I always used to sit front row of all my classes. I never was in the back, never was in the back unless they had assigned seats. Um but in that case, like, I always been somebody who liked to learn, but when it came to the homework and studying, I would always try to find like a cheat code, always trying to find a way to not put in as much work as they might want you to put in. Because I always say to myself, there has to be another way. So coming to something like trading, where um there's no cheat code, there's no Quizlet, there's no Chegg. It's like I'm coming to the reality that I'm not the best student or the best, yeah, learner or trader, when there's no cheat code, when there's no handicap, or when there's no I guess cheat code. There's no way for me to get the answer without having to put in the work to get the answer. So it's like there's little to no reason why I should expect to have a high grade. Because personally, me is like, I'm somebody who likes to have high grades to do a good job, but I also am somebody who doesn't like to put a lot of effort into stuff. Like, genuinely. Like, I like to be successful. Like, I want to be successful. I am successful. I will be successful. All of the, yeah, whatever. But it's like, at the same time, it's like, how much work would I put in to get my win rate to be higher than what it already is? Like, what do I need to do? And yesterday I was like watching all of these videos about these people who have, way higher win rates than me, way higher RR trades than me. And I was just watching, just trying to get a little bit. And you know what? I might still, try to see, what's out there, especially since I'm going for a higher RR than 1-to-1. I still kind of want to see if there's something out there, but like, I don't want to be doing all this and that. Like, I really am somebody who loves to keep it simple. I don't want to make my head hurt, and I also don't want to affect the way that I think in the markets, because like, I mean, the way how I trade 1-to-1s and supply and demand, like, I've been I've been like honing in on that for like these past months. I mean, I've known about supply and demand my entire trading career, but I've implemented support and resistance and fair value gaps. Like, I implemented that like fairly recently to my trades, and I like them. And it's like, I just don't want to mess up what I have, just trying to tweak and refine the edge based off of what other people are saying, especially if it's complicated. Like I talked about, like a little bit. Like, I watched videos yesterday, and I was back testing last night, and the watching the videos kind of affected how I looked at the markets, because like, I'm thinking about how this person did it, and I'm thinking about how that person did it, and I'm wanting to follow what they did because they have a higher win rate than I'm getting right now. But at the same time, it's like, I'm not them. They see the market differently. Like, nigga, like, I just want to win, bro. Like, I just want to win, bro. I'm tired of just being like a break-even trader, because that's kind of what I am right now. That's what I am right now. I'm not a losing trader, because I've been able to win and lose, lose and win and lose, lose and win, to so much. Even in a month as not so good as June, I was only down 25 cents. Out of all the emotions, the tilt, and just not following my rules, I was still down 25 cents at the end of the month. Like, I'm a break-even trader. I'm not the best trader in the world, but I'm a break-even trader. And it's like, I feel like 1-to-2s is going to get me to the other side, and that's exactly why I want to try that for myself. I'm ready to try something more. I'm ready to be more. I'm ready to get some fucking withdrawals, bro. I'm not trying to rush the process, but I need more for my efforts. So much so that, bro, I'm willing to like maybe check out what 1-to-3s look like. I'm The emotions of losing is something that I always have dealt with. Even as something as simple as a one to one, where you can win more than you lose, you win more frequently because you're only asking for so much. You still have to deal with losses, and I've been dealing with losses. I've been dealing with that emotional tilt of losing on one to ones, because it's like, damn, I lost yesterday and now today I lost. But let's say if I win tomorrow, I'm still gonna be down, versus if I lost 2 days in a row like today, but I'm going for one to twos, and let's say I win tomorrow, I'm gonna be at break even. That hustle that's required for one to ones is just not for me anymore. I'm tired of like feeling like I need to be perfect all the time, because that's what you essentially need to be when you're a one to one trader. People say it's not feasible, this and the third. They just don't know what they're talking about. They've just never been a one to one trader, and all they listen is to propaganda. But for the people who know, in order for that shit to work, granted, you don't need to be 90, 80%, but even having a 60% win rate and going through that emotional tilt of knowing that, like, hey, even if I lose 2 days in a row, that one trade that I take that's a winner, I'm still down, right? So that's something that I realized that I need to, that I don't like dealing with. Like, if I'm gonna deal with losing 2 days in a row, 3 days in a row, like June, I had 3 losing days in a row, but then after that, I had 3 winning days in a row. Imagine if those winning trades, all three of them, were hit TP for a one to two. Just imagine, right? I don't think they did in reality, but just imagine that. I'm down -3, the -3R, and then the next week I come back plus 9R. So that's 6R right there. Plus 6R right there. And it's the same amount of trades, and it gives me a lot more grace, and it allows me to be less hard on myself, because I don't need to be perfect, or I should say this, I can be less perfect with a one to two. I can be even more less perfect with a one to three. And I don't know, it's weird. Like, I'll lose more in one to twos and one to threes, but it's like when I win, it will cover all of those losses and then some. So it's really making me think about, who I am, and how, I don't need to be perfect in order for me to be great. And I kind of want to keep the ball rolling on that, because I feel like it's beneficial for me, especially as a beginner trader. I haven't been doing this for 4 years, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years. Like, I don't have that much skin in the game, but yet I'm striving for perfection right out the gate. Like, that's incredibly difficult. That's a difficult task, and then you feel like shit when you're not like your mentor who's been doing this for 5, 6, 7 years. And in off rip, you know, he wasn't even a one to one trader, and he's still not a one to one trader. Like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's crazy because originally I wasn't even a one to one trader in the sense. Like, I was just one to ones, and then if I have a loss, I'm gonna try to recover with a one to two. And then set shit to break even, and this and the fucking third. And that's why May ended up being a positive month with my trading plan, because I was doing all of that. But then I was reaching out to GBT, and I was just like, hey, like, I'm a one-to-one trader, but I hold losses, or I hold when I recover. And they was like, well, I mean, that's going to be inconsistent data, because you're going for one-to-ones here, and then you're going for one-to-twos there, and so it's like you don't really have that thing. And so all of June I was just going for one-to-ones, and I ended up break even. But a part of me thinks, it's like, what if I just stuck to the original plan? And now I'm changing the plan again, because I don't like one-to-ones. That's way too much pressure. So now it's kind of like, okay, What if I stick to the same system, but I was a 1 to 2 trader the entire time? But me, I got a lot to learn, and I want to learn more about myself. It's just so hard, yo. Like, doing this job shit, like it's so hard for me to not complain about shit. Like, I mean, am I happy? Sure. Like, yeah, I'm happy. Like, I reached, a financial goal. I reached 10K for the trading account. So it's nice to know that, I have that 5 figures just waiting there. I'm not touching that shit. I'm not ready for that. But I need to gain some consistency. And I'm consistently switching up my plan when it comes to trading, because it's just like shit just doesn't feel like me. And on top of that, it just doesn't feel like it's working. Right? So, like, I just want to get through this month. This is gonna be my last final month just hitting 1-to-1s, just going for 1-to-1s, and this is going to be the first month where I'm trading 4 days a week. So today's Tuesday. So today's Wednesday. So I traded Tuesday. So it's gonna be Tuesday through Friday. It's the first time. I was so tired today because usually I sleep in just a little bit more. But it's I'm just putting myself in the shoes of the full-time trader that I know that I'm going to be, and she's going to be trading 4 days a week. So that's what I'm doing now, to just put myself in the shoes of who I will be in the future. Man, it's just like my day hasn't even started for real, and I already want to cry. It's been hard to be a part of everything, and still feel joyous and still feel grateful, which I still am grateful, but it's just been so difficult to be a part of this whole thing, and still have the same wants and needs, still have that same drive and shit. Like, bruh, this shit better not have stopped me out to then just going on my direction, because I'd be fucking pissed. But whatever, man. What can I do? These markets will test your fucking shit, man. It's crazy. But I gotta go, but I wish I could just do this forever. I don't want to work my job, bro. Like, I say this like on a regular basis, and it's just like the more I'm there, the more I fucking hate everybody, and that's not a good thing. And it's like they don't even be doing anything. They just be literally just breathing, and I'm just like, I fucking hate all of y'all, dog. Like, please, just like, it's so dead in the office. It's so dead at my job. Everybody's there, but nobody's actually alive. It's like, it hurts for me to say this, but it's like, I wish I went the liberal arts route. Ugh, 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 ugh. Like, at least those people, they just don't have money. Like, that's the thing about it. Like, they don't have money, like, but they're more colorful, they're more enthusiastic, they're more creative, but they don't have money. Like, I just could not see myself without money. That's just period. Like, broke, making $17 an hour at Trader Joe's. Ooh. Like, I'm more than that, but at the same time, it's like, damn, bro. Like, they doing something right, man. You see, they're doing something that they enjoy, even on the side, bro. Cause like sometimes they have part-time shift or whatever, or full-time shift. I don't know what the fuck those people do. I don't even know how they are still alive. But yet every day they wake up with their clothes, with that creative people clothes, and somehow they're still alive out there smoking weed every day. And it's like, god damn, it's like I'm here in a fucking trousers and a button up, and I mean, that's kind of my style, so I'm not hating on it, but it's just like I really have to perform for these people, but in a creative way, but in like a less creative way, because that shit drains the living soul out of you. But guess what, my pockets aren't empty, so that's the one thing that is just like, At least I have money, because how the fuck would I make how would I fuck would I be able to grow um what, like I had like $3,500, and I turned that to $10,000 in like 3 months, just because of the money that I make from my job. How the fuck would I be able to do that so quickly, that quickly, with a working at Saxby coffee shop, working at fucking Trader Joe's, working at UPS? Like, borderline impossible. Like, borderline impossible. Not impossible, but it would have took me years to do, or yeah, like 2 years, maybe a year or two, to get that amount of money with a regular ass job, bro. That's the one thing. That's why it's all about the sacrifice, and I'm sacrificing my fucking soul right now for trading, and trading be taking all of my money. A lot of times, it's like, is it worth it? Like, am I doing the right thing? But then it's like, at the same time, it's like I could never see myself quitting. That's the fuck shit, bro. Like, this should be eating at my soul, but it's like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, because I know that it's hard now, and it'll probably always be hard. It's difficult, but like, the reward at the end of it is so worth it, because there's going to be a day when I don't have to work at all, as in, trading is the only thing that I have to do. Like, it's a job for sure, but it's like, it doesn't take so long. Like, just how I lost today in like, what, 15, 20 minutes, I could have won the same amount of money and be gone and be done with my day. Like, that 75 or $80 could have been 800, could have been 8,000, and I would have been just straight, either way, because you know what I mean. Like, if I'm risking 8,000 or $800, that means I have a lot more money, so that means I'm doing something right. But I'm just trying to figure out myself. I'm trying to figure out who I am, what works for me. Is that a lower win rate, but a higher RR? I'm back testing to see that, because without me switching up anything, without me looking at any YouTube video, and just me trading like how I usually trade, but just with an aggressive entry, and getting to and going for 1 to 2, I'm, according to everybody else, and according to the last 100 trades, I have a profitable win rate. I have a fucking 1 to 1 2. I have a 44 to 46% win rate, which is profitable, because all you need is 40%, and that's something that made me feel happy. It's like, all I need is 40% to win, to be profitable at the end of the month. Now, it's not a lot of profit, but like, once I level up the amount in my trading account, that 44% can take off. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna type it right now. This is ChatGPT, of course. 44. Let me say 40%. 40%. Fuck, where's the percentage? And then I'll leave 40% win rate on a 25K. I mean, in reality, the whole goal on a 50K account. Trading 16 days. And as far as like how much I would trade, divided by 33, 50K minus 3%, 50K minus 2%, 50K, I guess trading 2% per trade, and show me 3% end of month profit, approximately. Did I say anything? Okay, let's see. And then this will be the final thing, because of course I'm late to work. Okay, 40% win rate on a, ooh, did I say one? Ooh, 1 to 2 RR. That's what I was missing. All right. It's analyzing. Stopped analyzing. It's analyzing. Huh. Usually, it seems like I can't do. Please try again. But if you want a quick estimate based on your inputs, like, that's all I was asking for. With a 2%, Try again tomorrow. You reached your data analysis. I don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. If you want a quick estimate based on your inputs, 40% win rate, everything that I said. Net profit with on a 50K account looks like approximately $3,200 a month. Net profit, with a 2% win rate. With a 3%, I said win rate. I mean 3%, 2% per trade. With a 3% per trade, that could look like $4,800 a month. So, and this is net, but this is not post tax. So that looks like, if that's 3,200, that's probably like 25 to 2,800, and if this 4,800, that's probably like 33 or 34 or 3,500. So 33, I say 34 to 3,500 post tax. So it's really like just knowing that, dog. And of course that's not gonna be like every month. Like, it's not a job, right? You're not gonna see this amount. But the fact that with that amount, even if I lose more money, that's still two bands on a 2% per trade, or even like a thousand or 1,500. And on the 3% per trade, that's still like two bands right there too, right? Like it's still possible even if you lose. And this is 16 trades a month, meaning I'm winning 6 times and I'm losing 10 times. 6 wins over 10 wins, and because that's 16 days in a month. So it's like it gives you so much grace. And this is just with a 40% win rate, which I've back tested over 100, which again I will back test an additional 100 because I want to have something very solid, very concrete. And I'm gonna back test on a pair that I don't trade, just so it could be completely unbiased. And it's just so possible now for me. Like, I feel more confident. Like, I'm more confident than ever that this can happen, because I'm inputting a win rate that's lower, 4% lower than what I actually have or have in my spreadsheet. And it's like, as I back test, my win rate decreases. Like, I still have this safety thing. And all I have to say on that is, like, I literally went through a losing streak of 6 trades, and my thing went down to like 42%. I won maybe 2 trades after that, or 3 trades, and it went back up to 44 even after all of it. And I was just like, dude, like, it's really like they're really showing me that, like, I'm in that avenue. And but yeah, I just needed to get this off my chest, so I'm out. I'm gonna upload this when I get back from work. All right.